Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name's Chris and it's fantastic to have you back with us for another early morning video. And in today's video, we're going to have a look at Harmony One. People have been saying that we haven't really been covering this one too often, and that's mainly because, the videos haven't been getting that many views. Now, lots of FUD happening, lots of stuff to get into. If you enjoy this sort of content, mash up that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video. Right, let's get down to the desktop. So we're going to start on CoinMarketCap. Now, the total market cap for all of crypto is standing at 1.12 trillion, down 1.82% at the time of recording. Bitcoin at 28,064.73, down 1.34 after a little relief bounce. And, we've seen crypto really sort of pull back. And this is exactly what we've been talking about on this channel, right? We've been saying not to purchase. There's lower lows to come. I've even gone as far as saying that I think June will be where we bottom out in crypto. Time will tell whether I'm correct or whether I'm wrong. But you want to make sure that you are subscribed, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you're kept up to date, and mash up that like button. It helps push out the content to like-minded individuals. We really do appreciate it. So, what I would say is let's have a look at Harmony. It's down 4.07% and it's at 0.03177, ranked 89th by market cap. Now, there are a number of different, topics that have been sort of discussed with me over the last few days. A lot of people asking, are we still invested in Harmony? Are we still bullish on it? The answer is yes, we are. There is an awful lot of FUD though, mainly surrounding, the total value locked and a few other metrics as well. So if we go have a look at the total value locked for Harmony, now it currently stands at $122 million total value locked. Now, this is mainly because DeFi Kingdoms was sort of number one on this list for the project with the most total value locked. And obviously there was some problems and obviously it's pulled back and now it's sort of dropped down to about third. So that's the main reason. And the rest of it, I kind of feel, is really in line with the market. So, lots of people concerned about the total value locked with Harmony reducing. We'll get into the team aspect of things shortly, the DAOs, the grants, and all this sort of FUD that seems to be going around on all the different social media platforms, but particularly being mentioned to us in our Discord. Jump in our Discord if you haven't already. Link is in the description of the video. Over 3,500 people talking about crypto 24/7. It's a fantastic community. Jump in and join us there and have more meaningful conversations with us. Now, let's sort of look at this, right? So if we go to this percentage calculator, I've put in the maximum that we saw here, which was 1.43 billion total value locked, right at the peak there. Now, on here, I've now got the 122 million. It's down 91.46%, right? Now, I would say let's have a look at other chains, right? And we'll go with prominent ones, right? So we'll start with Avalanche, currently at 3.57 billion total value locked, and it had 13.66 billion back in December. Now, I think that's about 70 or so percent. Yeah, it's about 71% pullback. I did have it up. I've lost the tab. So, it's not too far off that 90% that Harmony had. However, Harmony had the issues with DeFi Kingdoms, which is number one on the total value locked list for projects. So, you've got to take that into consideration. I reckon that was probably make up the difference. So really, it's kind of in line with what we've seen with the market. If we have a look at Solana, again, 3.3 billion total value locked at the moment. Again, 14.9. We go to our calculator. And you can see minus 77.88%. So, I guess it's mainly in line with the market, right? I don't think the total value locked is a stand-up argument to raise concerns when it comes to Harmony One. I really don't. I think Harmony One, will recover nicely, and I think many of these other projects will also. Now, don't get me wrong, I think there are issues right now. I was part of the creative DAO, and it wasn't the best of experiences. I really joined the creative DAO on Harmony just to learn and be close to the project, so I get a good understanding. So when I do these videos, I can articulate a little bit better than if I wasn't part of the DAO. And I do kind of feel that there are some people that have been employed by Harmony that are doing a really poor job. But with all of that said, there are always going to be teething issues at the start of anything like managing up to 100 DAOs. So yeah, I think there's a stand-up argument that the DAOs aren't really working as perhaps many people would hope. However, I think it's just teething issues, and I think they will get there eventually. There will be people within the project that are employed and don't work out and move on. And I think that's going to be something that we see quite a lot with Harmony in the early days of DAOs. And the other argument around, I guess, grants as well is another thing to discuss, right? As has a lot of people concerned. Now, why have we got concerns around this, right? If we sort of get up onto Twitter, there's a video done by a gentleman, I guess somehow involved in this particular project, talking about staff members and how centralized it is when it comes to the grant aspect of things. Now, I don't know this individual, I don't watch their YouTube channel, and I don't really pay much attention to this particular project, but ultimately it kind of felt, watching it from where I'm sat, that there's a little bit of like hurt there that they can't get the grants or the funding, and ultimately that should really be to the discretion of the project, right? And it doesn't matter how long you've been doing content for a project, that's your choice to do that. Now, I kind of feel like this has been, I guess, rivaling people up. Like this particular project is leaving Harmony, and so are several others. This is going to happen. It's part and parcel of the teething issues with many projects. If you think it's going to be, I guess, the grass is greener on the other side, go to the other side is kind of what I would say, because you might get a grant somewhere else, but maybe you're going to have the same issues. I don't know. And I'm not defending Harmony here in any way. It's not endorsed in any way. I'm just going over what I kind of feel about this whole scenario. So people are going to get a little bit shirty if they don't get funding. They're going to be a little bit upset, but I do agree with one or two things. There are a couple of the team, and not the senior team, but like people that have been employed to deal with the grants, people that have been put in charge of the DAOs, that I just don't think up to where the level that they need to be at. And that's just a personal opinion, doesn't mean I'm right. Maybe they'll improve over time, but everything's still happening in the background with Harmony, right? They're still having lots of I guess video content going out. They've still got the DAOs, you've got the partnerships still coming through thick and fast. I'm not too concerned. I kind of feel like there's always a big, I guess, a big sort of microscope over projects when we go into a bear cycle, when everything pulls back. Everybody wants to know why the prices are pulling back, and in essence it's the whole market, right? And it's the odd project here and there that's just not doing what they need to do. But I think with Harmony, it's more a learning to cope, and I say cope, but learning to adapt, employing people that are perhaps new into crypto and various other things. So ultimately, am I concerned? No. Do I still hold all of my Harmony? Yes. My Harmony is increasing on a regular basis. Obviously, we run the stake pool, and I delegate as well, right, to many different pools. So that's still building. I'm not actually purchasing any more Harmony, just to be clear. I have a very substantial amount. I don't require any more. It's probably in my top 5 of the top projects that I've got in my portfolio. It's right up there, and nothing's really changed there. I'm not planning on getting rid of it. I think that this one will do really well. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on it. But do let me know whether you think I'm just fundamentally wrong about this stuff in the comments below. What other concerns do you have? Do you want me to look into? You know, I can reach out to the team, we can talk. Maybe I can get them on the channel for an interview, all that sort of wonderful stuff. Ultimately, I think there's always teething issues. I think that's what we're going through. That's what we're experiencing. And ultimately, I think this is the same with all the different chains. Let's be quite frank. A lot of these crypto projects just aren't really, you know, live and fully operational as we would expect them to be. I guess from the outside looking in, perceptionally, a lot of these projects are saying that they're good to go and they're doing fantastic. But I mean, just look at Solana with the amount of downtime. There's just so much that is going on behind the scenes that people aren't aware of. So, you know, definitely stay engaged within the bear cycle or the bear market. Really important that we keep an eye on these projects, make sure that the roadmaps are kept up to date. Let's make sure the teams are held accountable to the roadmaps that are put out and all this wonderful stuff, and that they're on track. This stuff is really, really important in a bear cycle. And if we get any whiffs of anything dodgy or concerning, then we need to be able to not be married to our bags and be positioned mentally, you know, so we can move away from a project if we ever needed to. So, you know, for me, completely happy with Harmony at the moment. There are things that I think that they need to improve, but that's the same with every project. I hope today's video was useful, supportive in some way. Obviously, none of it's financial advice. It's just my opinion, should be treated as educational purposes only. If you enjoyed today's video, mash up that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.